great to be with you here on this Monday, and I'm so glad you can join us for the word of encouragement. And I'd like to go to the book of Daniel, a book that is so up to date. The prophecies are up to date, and the story is up to date. Nebuchadnezzar ruled the world, really, the known world at that time. Powerful king. In fact, the Bible talks about his kingdom being one of the great examples of pure leadership. And this king had a very demonically controlled palace and was wicked. And right in the midst of all this, Daniel and his three friends stood strong, and God did a marvelous work through them and was able to just turn the events of the kingdom itself and to encourage the people of Israel by seeing miracles accomplished through their lives because of their stand for the Lord. And in the middle of this time, you have, in fact, it was at the end of Daniel's life, right at the end of the Babylonian Empire, you have in chapter 7 a prophecy during the time of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. And there we have the vision of what's going to come with the four different stages of the days of the Gentiles. I'm not going to go into all of that, but right in the middle of that, we read in verse 13, "And I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed." Now, I read those verses because right in the midst of all that's going to happen with the different kingdoms, the Babylonian, here referring to the Medo-Persian and the Greek and the Roman, all that we've seen throughout history, right in the midst of that, we are reminded, as we are in the other prophecies, that there will be a kingdom that arises that will be ruled over by the Son of Man, Jesus Christ himself, and that he is going to rule with a rod of iron. Psalm 2 clearly states. And all of the world will bow before him. And as you look at prophecy, you realize that in the midst of all the turmoil of the nations, God is in control. And I bring that up today as you hear about nations battling nations, as you hear about the economics of our day, as you see the just total devious change of our culture and the downward pull by much of the intelligentsia of our day. As we see all of this happening, we can be guaranteed that God Almighty is in control and that Jesus will conquer. When he won the victory at the cross that we'll be celebrating here in just a week and a half, when he won that victory, it was guaranteed that he was going to give the ultimate victory and come back and establish his kingdom and then the eternal state. Much I could say about all of that. But friend, today, as you hear the news, and don't listen to too much of it, as you realize what's going on, remember, God is going to keep his word. He is coming again, and we have a great and important task to do until he comes. So don't be thrown by what the Bible said was going to happen in the times of the Gentiles. People are acting exactly like God said they were going to act. Instead, let's be encouraged and let's serve the King of Kings with all of our heart and all of our soul.